The allure of Ronaldo. It's the man that's got it all. How many other men on the planet
¡Ronaldo! ¡Y a Ronaldo! La pone Carvajal, el remate de tijera de Cristiano, ¡qué golazo! ¡Cristiano! ¡Golazo! ¡Gol! Cristiano Ronaldo pone en pie. What a strike!
Now it's Ronaldo time.
¡Y a Ronaldo! ¡Ronaldo! ¡Ronaldo!
he creates moments that hardly anybody else can.
After much speculation on a possible transfer,
One of the
Real
world's
Madrid
greatest
Cristiano
ever.
Ronaldo has agreed to join Juventus in a deal worth
Reported £100 million.
Yeah, I have to say, yes, I was surprised. When the news first started to rumble, you think, oh, that's probably just a rumour.
The headlines in Italy on the day of his arrival were just crazy in love. He arrives was the headline of the most famous sports newspaper. This man, this figure, the myth, legend, the icon has arrived.
Cristiano Ronaldo è ufficiale.
Sembrava la pazzia della vita, sembrava una cosa impossibile.
Oh my God, you guys, like, this is gonna be insane.
It was Ronaldo.
What Juventus get when they sign Cristiano Ronaldo is the reigning Ballon d'Or holder.
100 million? Really? But he's still incredibly fit and looks after himself properly.
Juve effectively get the world's biggest star.
Mr. Fernão, take one.
Pois, a situação económica que o Cristiano Ronaldo nasceu naquela época era uma época bastante difícil.
Sempre o tratou muito bem, o Ronaldo gostava muito do pai, mas houve muitos momentos de ausência, digamos assim. Ele, tal como tantos outros madeirenses e portugueses, foi recrutado, foi para a guerra do ultramar, foi enviado para a África e dizem que foi a partir daí que, de facto, ele começou, quando regressou já não era o mesmo Diniz. Procurava trabalhar, penso que a partir daí, aquilo que encontrou na guerra do ultramar acabou por lhe causar um pouco de depressão, digamos assim, que acabou por encontrar um refúgio no álcool. Acaba por ser uma infância feliz, porque encontrou no futebol um espaço de diversão e de boa disposição que o alegrava durante todo o dia.
Nós começamos a treinar com o Cristiano com 9 anos, no Nacional. E foi fácil perceber que havia ali um miúdo que se distinguia dos restantes, e nessa altura ele fazia tudo e mais alguma coisa dentro de campo. Era a forma como marcava golos, marcava, ia marcando golos, todos os fins de semana marcava muitos golos, perdia a conta.
Cristiano Ronaldo foi aos 12, 13 anos para Lisboa.
E até por sinal, o primeiro ano do Cristiano em Alvalade não correu muito bem, que ele era jovem, tinha 12 anos, sozinho, era a pronúncia, era as saudades da família que nunca se tinha juntado por tanto tempo, e começou a ficar triste.
E que vai galgando os escalões acima de escalão em termos de desempenho, aí os madeirenses começaram a conhecer mais o Cristiano Ronaldo, até explodir verdadeiramente quando começa a jogar na equipa principal pouco tempo, mas começa a jogar, é aí que se dão conta de quem era o Cristiano Ronaldo.
We just missed out on signing Ronaldinho. We were all excited when we was away thinking we're going to get Ronaldinho, and then he went and signed for Barcelona. And everyone was like a bit deflated. Don't get Ronaldinho. Then we play Sporting and we're in a tunnel, and then all of a sudden you start getting whispers they got a kid called Ronaldo meant to be half decent, a young kid meant to be really good. Don't think anything of it, and the game starts, and then you look at each other and you're like, okay. He's doing mad stuff. He's embarrassing a couple of our players. It was a bit of a sandpit, the pitch, to be fair, but he was dancing on it like it was a normal pitch. And I remember half-time when I was going to the toilet, I think with Nicky Butt and Scholesy, I think it might have been, and we were all standing there saying, oh my God, we've got to sign him. And then the game finished and we were all sat on the coach after, waiting, everyone's sitting there going, I've been here an hour, waiting an hour, like what's going on, we've got to get to the airport, and blah, blah, and then it starts to, the noise starts coming, travelling back through the coach that Mr. Gill, who was the CEO at the time, and the manager are in there, and they've got Cristiano in a vice-like lock waiting, so he can't leave the stadium until he signs and agrees to come to United. So I think that was where the deal was agreed, and then the rest is history.
É verdade que o Sir Alex Ferguson e que o Rio Ferdinand falaram consigo no final do jogo, o que é que eles lhe disseram?
Falaram comigo, estavam que iam começar em negociações com o Sporting, que estavam a contar comigo para o clube.
E já se imaginou rico e famoso?
Não, isso eu deixo essas coisas à parte.
The interesting thing about Ronaldo is there was scepticism even before he'd played a game. That was simply the way where you...
There's enormous talent there.
He arrived the gawky, not very worldly wise Bambi. His skin still bore the evidence that he was pretty young. His teeth weren't Hollywood.
Now, just to the cameras, please.
And every dressing room, particularly that Manchester United dressing room, is a school of hard knocks.
My office was always in the gym. So I was always available for anybody whenever they wanted to talk, because the talking and the listening is really what gets you used to what they're saying and why they're saying it. In my chair in the gym, and this young lad turns up early in the morning. He said, "I've heard about you and I know that you do a lot of work individually with a lot of the players." And he said, "I want to be the best player in the world."
When he first signed, he was about skills, about entertaining, about being like the guy in the crowd to entertain the crowd, rather than end product.
Everybody's talking about the end product, and that's what he's got to deliver. I mean, the tricks, the party pieces are all very well, but what you've got to define is whether you want to play with them or against them, as I said, at half time, and still, the jury would be out.
Ronaldo in the early years was kind of looked upon as unbelievably talented, but a little bit of a show pony at times, and he used to do the obviously massive amount of step overs.
Ronaldo. Sometimes it's one step over too many.
Cross the ball. There's only so many step overs you can do. Someone like Ruud van Nistelrooy, the top goal scorer at the club's waiting for the ball to be crossed in the box. If you want to affect the game and be deemed a superstar, you've got to cross the ball.
He got kicked every single day. Because of his skill, because of the fact that he liked to commit 1v1, because of the style in which he played, the defenders would kick him every single day. And every time he got kicked, he never moaned.
The best and the biggest learning curves I think he got from his teammates.
Just say, I enjoy game, I dribble very well. I enjoy game.
Right guys, when you're ready.
Cristiano, are you feeling more and more confident with each game?
No, I understand. Are you confident?
I understand, sorry. Gary, he's looking confident anyway, Gary.
Yeah, he is confident. He's yeah, you won man of the match, well done. Yeah. You go.
His first season, he was good. The second season, he was beginning to score goals, win matches, play in all the biggest games, win trophies. And this was his moment. It was his moment in his home country. It was his moment when the whole world was watching. I always thought that that's the arena, that's the moment that he craved for and dreamt of all his life.
You have to remember that even before that tournament, everyone was talking about Wayne Rooney. Ronaldo was another very promising footballer. It was during that tournament he really emerged as this phenomenon. And by the time you got to the final, you realised that there was something astonishing in this Portugal team and a really grand talent.
Everyone calls me Lucy, but my name's Lucia Roberta Tough Bronze. My mum's obviously English and my dad's fully Portuguese, born and raised there. I had the full Portugal kit, the green shorts, the socks, everything. I'd be out on the streets playing in this kit. And for Ronaldo and for the country, and then it was that underdog story, which I think anybody who didn't have an association with Portugal probably absolutely loved it.
Go on and just win the thing.
The biggest and best players in any industry, when you don't win or you don't get something over the line, then it's time to reflect. And
This is Cristiano Ronaldo, plenty of red shirts forward. Oh, what a special goal!
Cristiano came in and quickly embedded himself in the DNA of the club. He had experienced players around him who knew how to win, and I think he took all that on board.
By the time the 2006 World Cup came around, Ronaldo was an established world star. We knew how good he was. He hadn't quite moved yet to that higher plane, and that would come in the tournament and just
despite heroics, are out of the World Cup.
When he came back to England,
I was upset with the sending off because I didn't see Wayne's incidents, and that's the truth. But I saw many players trying to get him sent off.
For weeks to come, it was everyone was against Ronaldo, and he kind of.
That's not right. Purse the lips, I don't like that either.
I think everyone hates him now, don't they?
Hang out of order, isn't it?
Absolutely a bit of a winker.
He cheated us out of it completely. He is going to get so much attitude when he gets back to England.
I don't think Manchester will win it back.
The now customary boos greet the first touch of the ball for Cristiano Ronaldo.
Is winking at your teammates or your manager or whoever it was he was winking at actually a big deal? No, not really. But because the taste of defeat is so sour and so bitter that the English fans lash down.
A cacophony of boos every time he picks up the ball. England is the song on the lips of the Charlton fans.
Maybe people misunderstood his attitude to the game, and he loves playing. He's a tough player. Alex and his helpers, they decided that the only way that they could keep Ronaldo was to, I think, tell him his salvation was here.
There's no doubt Alex Ferguson took the paternal role with Ronaldo to a really extreme degree in some ways.
The big guy at the front. You sit down there, that's your word.
He always looks after his players. He understands, A, that that's partly his role, but more importantly, that's the best way to get the most out of these young men who are in his charge.
Ronaldo came as a young, skinny kid at 17. And yeah, he had all these things about him that were used to criticise him about his diving and all the rest of it. But you know, once the players got about him in the training ground and that, he was fantastic. And then the most important thing for a great player is decision-making. He was tough. Ronaldo could play for Millwall, Queen's Park Rangers, Doncaster Rovers and score a hat-trick in a game. I'm not sure Messi could do it.
Scholes corner, Ronaldo! Instant impact!
So Alex Ferguson said, listen, we're building a team now around the likes of myself, Wayne Rooney as well, and Cristiano was the heartbeat.
Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Sahar waits inside the area. Ronaldo goes alone, and Ronaldo wins the match for Manchester United. 87 minutes played.
It all came together.
Manchester United are the Barclays Premiership champions of 2006-07.
That was the beginning of a new era.
Cristiano Ronaldo, double footballer of the year, puts Manchester United within touching distance of the title.
His style was about attacking, going at people, and that fast movement, you know, it's all about speed and reaction. But the most important thing for him is, I'm going to score a goal. And that's got to be the thing, because it's the most important thing in football. Scoring goal is the most important thing. No matter what anybody says about anything, you need to win. There's only one way to win, score a goal. So that's always in his mind, score goals, score goals, score goals.
Darren Fletcher has joined the Stoke wall as Ronaldo shoots and scores!
Like most young kids, I've probably tried to hit a couple of free kicks like him.
Here he comes. Oh, it's two, and it's...
I tried to base my free kick on Ronaldo, hit the ball by the valve, and it moves. So what do you do? Top corner, top bins. I tried to base my free kick on...
Oh yeah, I don't hear that noise. That's squeaking. Yeah, this was, I think I was probably about 14. I'm a big Portsmouth fan, so when he scored that free kick at Old Does, and yeah, this was not quite Ronaldo, but it was close.
The most important thing about Cristiano Ronaldo that people don't often realise is how much time he spent on his own working on his skills. At Carrington, there was an hill at the back, just away from the training ground, and he used to go behind the hill and do his training on his own. And I asked him about that one time, you know, and he said, well, you know, there's nobody there, so I don't have to worry if I do a skill wrong or anything. I can practice it, and nobody's watching me, so you're not worried. You know, so he practiced everything, you know, for a few days or whatever, and then he'd go and take it into training match.
Every day, you know. I'm not lying, you know.
Every Friday, especially before the game on the Saturday, he'd be probably the one, 8 times out of 10, be the one to score the winner in training. Finish the game on a Ronaldo goal. Next goal wins it, and he'd invariably get the goal. We felt we had the best players, we felt we had the best team for a couple of years. But you need to do it in the Champions League to be cemented as a great team. It was only Giggsy and Scholesy who played in that game that had been part of the '99 team. And so all of us others, it was almost like a shadow over us a little bit.
I don't think we've seen too many transformations like with Ronaldo. He was a teenage sensation, yes he was. Did any of us really foresee at that point that the levels of greatness that he would achieve? Probably not. His time in Manchester United was his apprenticeship in many ways.
Bravo Cristiano, vous entrez dans la grande famille du Ballon d'Or France Football. Vous en êtes maintenant un membre éminent de plein droit. Bravo.
Muitos parabéns, amor. Querido menino. Quase que o coração da mãe arrebentava.
People said to me, how did you get that skinny kid, you know, into that big muscly guy in 6 months? But it took 5.5 years that we worked together for him to produce what he wanted to produce. It takes time.
11 times champions.
I spoke to him a lot about staying, and he was like, I've dreamed about playing for Real Madrid. I've done everything here. I've had a great time. I love this club. I love Man United. It'll always be part of me, but it's a new chapter now.
They're almost at that capacity here.
Y los sueños de millones de aficionados en todo el mundo. Hoy ha llegado el momento. Hoy damos la bienvenida a su nueva casa. Hoy recibimos a Cristiano Ronaldo.
In the stadium, looking up and around, what struck you was the number of different nationalities. There were people from Africa, there were people from all over Asia. It was a snapshot of precisely what Real Madrid wanted to achieve then and going forward in marketing terms.
He is the best of the world. More than Messi, more than Kaká, and more than anyone.
1, 2, 3.
It's a massive move when you go to one of the giants in Spain. There's a difference when you go there, and the expectancy levels are enormous, particularly of the big stars. People go to football matches are your middle classes. The people that go to the opera, they're all members. You know, they don't go there for sing-song and an atmosphere and a few beers. They go there to watch football, and you have to entertain them. The great players love it.
One of the ways in which special can become great is timing. This arriving era of social media, of games that bore players' images and names and were in every living room around the civilized world. When that spark became a fire because Ronaldo was good-looking and Hollywood style and brilliant at his sport, but also cosmopolitan and aspirational, when those two forces meet head-on, the explosion.
Interact with their favorite players.
We will have a penalty shootout for a place in the final of Euro 2012.
Portugal versus Spain, semi-finals of the European Championship. Penalty shootout, massive rivals. Doesn't get much bigger than that.
Bruno Alves for Portugal. Oh, and he's hit the bar!
Penalty shootouts are horrendous in many ways.
Fabregas can do it for Spain. And does! Just! It's Fabregas! And Cristiano Ronaldo never even got the chance.
To get the winning one, that's what he wants. That's the nature of the man.
The heartbeat of everything that he does is about the team. And he knows that something that comes hand in hand with that, if he does produce the goods, is the personal honours. And he's not ashamed in saying that. He's not ashamed in wanting to win the Ballon d'Or and tell people and let them understand that, yeah, I want to win it. And if I don't, I'm not happy. What's not to like about that?
If you look back now at 2012, he was at the club that he'd yearned to play for. He was already their dominant footballer, yet he was suffering.
Barcelona were winning all the popularity contests. Lionel Messi was winning all the Ballon d'Ors.
And then when the UEFA Player of the Year award went to Andres Iniesta, he looked as if he was chewing a wasp. He patently didn't agree, and he didn't give up. Who knew about it?
Now, what's the difference to last season?
Just this year we win. This is the difference. And because we've been better than them, we play better than them, so we deserve to win the league. This is the only difference.
Messi's more about creation and doing beautiful things and joy of the game. Ronaldo's an out-and-out goal scorer.
This was a Western. There'd be a guy with a white hat. That'd be Messi, of course. And there'd be somebody who rustles cattle and is going to get shot down in the final scene. The black hat, that would be Cristiano.
He feeds off negativity. You can give him all the positives in it, but you'll find that one negative comment that will be the one that's probably put on the door of the hotel room that he's staying in, and then that's used as the fuel.
What really stood out for me when I first started work with him was he would do a lot of the stuff that other players at high level were just not willing to do. He would make incredible sacrifices that a lot of others just didn't have the time for.
I saw the work that boy put in. From the minute he woke up, go in the gym, do his core, go out into the training ground early, do his tricks. Everything was geared for him to becoming the best player in the world, not part of the pack.
To score 69 goals, you know, in a calendar year, 2013, is just phenomenal.
When I was playing, and certainly when I started, if you got 1 and 2, then you were a brilliant player, and that's what all forwards tried to do. But his numbers are crazy.
Left foot, right foot, outside the box, inside the box, with his head. Goals where you just think, how? Just a phenomenal goal-scoring machine.
Messi was best before, but now it's Ronaldo time.
Ronaldo!
The cumulus of the off-the-pitch marketing. Madrid winning La Decima is one of the great stories of football.
Looking out the tunnel and I can see the Champions League trophy is sitting on the podium. And when I got that view, it took my breath away, and I actually physically went, took a deep breath like that, and Cristiano had obviously heard that, and he just turned and looked over his shoulder and went, Paul, don't worry. People are celebrating in the dressing room, the trophy's getting passed around, champagne's popping, people are drinking beers, like the atmosphere's just incredible. And then I saw a small group of players, Marcelo, Pepe and Cristiano. I had to ask, you know, Cristiano, what are you talking about? And he said, we're talking about next year we have to go and win it again. And I just thought, wow.
Família foi fundamental.
O pai do Cristiano, o Diniz, era muito bom amigo.
O pai era uma pessoa extremamente presente, sobretudo nos jogos. Era um pai que não pressionava o seu filho.
Penso que a gente, então, aqui na Madeira, temos muito enraizado o conceito de família, de se juntar. Também, quando dá quando se tem
Ronaldo at Euro 2016 was a fascinating figure. And he knew that team was good, but he knew he also had to carry that team in many ways.
1-1 the final score. Penalty kicks it is.
Anda bater, anda bater, anda. Tu bates bem, perdemos que se foda, anda. Solidariedade, vai, solidariedade. Tu bates bem. Confiança, caralho.
It was a moment where you kind of felt Ronaldo's not just conducting his teammates here, he's conducting everybody watching this.
Where he had to step forward.
Deafening whistles in his ears. Didn't trouble Ronaldo. Slamming the ball home.
I suppose the question in the group stage was, is this functional leadership? Is this going to work out? Is Ronaldo playing out some kind of
very strongly. Ronaldo's driving. Looks hurt. One of the biggest moments when the drama takes over.
He was on the pitch and then he was off the pitch.
Ronaldo's gone down. He's coming off. And there are going to be tears. This was his stage. This is not how it was supposed to end in France this summer for Cristiano Ronaldo.
With him, it's always, it's about him.
He was shouting to every name, he was coordinating the players, he was giving some information. I think almost everyone felt his presence on the touchline.
Even during the game, there must have been 500 cuts to Ronaldo on the bench. It was almost like he was the star player, even though he wasn't performing.
He wants to be outright the best. And he knows that if he wins the Euros with his national team, as Messi won anything with Argentina.
2 Champions League finals. Yet there was a lot of criticism aimed at Juventus for not having managed to capture the American market, the Asian market in much the way that, say, Milan did. What they needed was the global moneymaker, a way of being recognized around the world.
Obviously, quite a large part of their motivation was that this would be a great commercial signing, it'd be great for the club's name, for the club's brand. Unfortunately, this was almost immediately challenged.
In Ronaldo's first season at Juventus, news broke that Las Vegas police had reopened an investigation into an allegation by a woman called Catherine Mayorga, an American woman, who had alleged that Ronaldo had raped her in 2009.
Catherine Mayorga gave an interview in 2018 with the German magazine Descubre about her own encounter with Ronaldo and the fact she had decided to go public in the wake of the Me Too allegations and the slightly changed environment around these kind of stories. Mayorga had reportedly reached an out-of-court settlement with Ronaldo in 2010. There was a criminal investigation in 2018, but no proceedings were taken, as there was insufficient evidence to go any further. Ronaldo has always maintained his innocence, but he has accepted the existence of the out-of-court settlement. He then put out a tweet that stated a complete denial of the allegations.
Na pandemia que ele ficou cá, veio aqui ao Nacional a este relevado treinar e era ver um rapaz com 36 anos ou 37 anos, a vontade com que ele treinava depois de já ter conquistado tudo o que nós já sabemos que ele conquistou-se e ainda treina como se amanhã quer ser novamente o melhor, o maior.
De uma forma individual, se ele sentia que a equipa não estava a corresponder, ele pegava e agarrava nos colegas e ia tudo atrás do Cristiano.
Qualquer coisa que nós fizéssemos, um jogo, uma brincadeira, ele queria ser sempre o melhor, o primeiro.
Dall'altra parte, destro in area, poi il tocco con gol!
Ronaldo's head first into anything that's going to make him a better player. In modern day football, he's changed it massively because he's probably been the top player that's really delved into sports science and prolonging his career.
Yeah, listen, I think he's part of a group of sports people of our generation who are playing well into their 30s at the top level still. Serena Williams, Roger Federer, Nadal, LeBron, Messi, obviously, Tom Brady. And they make sacrifices that others don't. And they have that obsession that lives and breathes inside of them that is just, that fire never goes out.
Tínhamos um ou outro atleta com
individual accolades, team awards, trophies, his goal-scoring record, you have to say that he's at genius level as a footballer.
He's probably the greatest footballer that ever lived.
Ronaldo's met it. What a jump that was from CR7.
When I speak to Cristiano even now, and you listen to him speak, and there's a little bit of anger in there even still that helps him get out on the pitch and produce the moments that he's still producing. You don't need it, but he will find something that swishes that switch, that lights that fire to go out again.